A wrestler's attire is one of the most important elements of their presentation. There have been some tremendously executed attires over the years, but there's also been a considerable number that shouldn't have been authorized to air on WWE programming. Most of these attires debuted in major matches, and while some of the matches themselves were all-time classics, all fans could focus on was the infamous attire choice of one of the wrestlers in the match. Join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 times a wrestler's attire ruined a match. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new website, WrestleMania.com. Number 10. Shawn Michaels, Raw 2002. Shawn Michaels has worn some incredible outfits over the years, but Mr. WrestleMania has also been known to miss the mark when it comes to his in-ring attire. During HBK's brief world title reign in 2002, he wrestled Rob Van Dam on Raw, and for the first time ever matchup, HBK decided to wrestle in a truly bizarre attire that didn't remotely suit him. HBK decided to don black tights with letters HBK lazily embedded onto the side. The attire was incredibly distracting, and it was as if the attire was a last-minute replacement. The common consensus online at the time was this was the attire that HBK was supposed to wear at the 2002 Survivor Series, and whilst this attire wasn't one of HBK's best, following this wardrobe mishap, the wrestling legend would proceed to finally get back on track in terms of his in-ring attires. Number 9. Roman Reigns, Fastlane 2017. During Roman Reigns' babyface run, he rarely deviated away from his normal gear. However, at the 2017 Fastlane event, Reigns decided to alter one specific yet key part of his in-ring attire. Reigns was wrestling Braun Strowman, and for the match, he decided to randomly wear sneakers, and it acted as a huge distraction for fans as they spent most of the match wondering why Reigns had suddenly altered his trademark look. During an interview with Complex's Joe LaPuma, Reigns revealed that wrestling in sneakers at Fastlane was a great feeling. No, I didn't expect all the sneakerheads to come out and really kind of see that and talk about it. The main thing for me is the regular boots that I wear, they come up a bit higher. They're like an 8-inch, 9-inch that comes up right below the calf. I had to kind of put in ankle braces and make it work for me for the performance. But man, they felt good, they felt lighter. The sole was a bit more cushiony. Those Nike boots are nice too that I wear. But man, the white soles, I think that's a classic look. I don't think it's ever going to go out of style. The addition of sneakers into his gear would be a one-time thing, as during an interview with Sam Roberts, Reigns revealed that Vince McMahon wasn't a fan of WWE's top guy wearing sneakers for his match. I pretty much matched up my soles because I'll wear different colors with the black. I had white on the vest and gloves and stuff, and they had a white trim on it. I matched it up with the white soles and I thought it looked sweet. One person didn't, and he's a very important person, so... Number 8. The Undertaker, Mayhem in Manchester. A wrestler's gear going missing can create total bedlam, and this was the case in 1998 when WWE were getting set to present Mayhem in Manchester in the UK. The Undertaker's gear is one of the most important elements of his presentation, so when the dead man's gear got lost on a flight over, WWE had to think of Plan B. The Undertaker was set to take on Kane at the show, and the dead man decided to borrow some gear from the DOA, which would look oddly similar to the attire that the Undertaker would go on to wear when he portrayed the American Badass character. The event would be released on VHS in the UK, and due to WWE clearly having no plans to market one of their biggest names in a lackluster gear, a stock image of the dead man was used on the cover art where he would wear his classic Phenom attire from the respective time. Number 7. Karrion Kross, Raw 2021. When WWE decided to make Karrion Kross's call-up permanent, they made one of the most controversial creative decisions of the modern era. Upon Kross's match with Ricochet, his entire look, aura and presentation was detrimentally altered. Kross would no longer have Scarlett by his side, and this instantly led to fans questioning where she was and why she was no longer a key part of his gimmick. In terms of Kross's new attire, WWE, well specifically Vince McMahon, couldn't have picked a worse attire for the former NXT champion. He would now don suspenders and a ridiculous helmet that made him look completely laughable. Number 6. Goldberg, Royal Rumble 2021. Throughout his career, Goldberg has predominantly used two in-ring attires. In WCW he opted for black trunks and black boots, whereas in WWE he opted for a slightly longer trunks that were black and white, but the black boots remained in place. Weirdly, at the 2021 Royal Rumble, Goldberg decided it was time to debut new gear. The Hall of Famer challenged Drew McIntyre for the WWE title, and for a huge match, he decided to wear black baggy shorts. The shorts weren't a great look, as the former world champion really looked ready for bed. It was widely reported that Goldberg made the fashion choice because he got the call late to appear at the Royal Rumble event and he didn't have enough time to get into in-ring shape, so that's why he ultimately opted for the dreaded shorts. Number 5. Rey Mysterio, SmackDown 2019. The legendary Rey Mysterio has always been known for his tremendous in-ring attires, but from time to time, Mysterio has used an attire which has collectively led to fans wondering what Mysterio was even thinking. On the March 12, 2019 edition of SmackDown, Mysterio teamed up with R-Truth to take on Andrade and Samoa Joe, and it was impossible to focus on the in-ring action as Mysterio's in-ring attire was just too distracting. Mysterio decided to wear a tan-colored attire with what looked like a black thong. The attire was so bad that Mysterio thankfully made the decision to never wear the outfit ever again. Number 4. Triple H, SummerSlam 2003. The original plans for the 2003 SummerSlam were to see Goldberg challenge Triple H for the world title. WWE heavily marketed the match, but when the game suffered a serious groin injury, WWE had to opt for an alternative matchup. Triple H would still be involved at SummerSlam, but the match would now be an Elimination Chamber match featuring The Game, Goldberg, Randy Orton, Kevin Nash, Chris Jericho, and Shawn Michaels. Due to his injury, The Game had to wear a brand new attire as his traditional trunks wouldn't give him the support he needed to get through the match. Triple H wore what was in essence biker shorts, but they looked so unusual that it was hard to watch the match without questioning The Game's attire choice. Due to the severity of The Game's injury, he would proceed to wear the shorts for a number of weeks, and despite the shorts looking unusual, credit should be offered to the WWE great for pushing through a serious injury without taking any time away. Number 3. The Undertaker Survivor Series 2000. The Survivor Series in 2000 was a special night for The Undertaker, as the event marked his 10th-year anniversary of his WWE debut. At the pay-per-view itself, The Undertaker would challenge Kurt Angle for the WWE title, and to mark the occasion, The Undertaker would debut what were without question the most hideous pants that he's ever worn in the ring. The pants were snakeskin inspired, and they were such an eyesore that fans were convinced that the dead man had lost his luggage. In fact, fans were so sure that this wasn't The Undertaker's original attire choice that an urban legend was made up that The Godfather had lent The Undertaker his attire for the match. Years later, this was disproved by The Godfather himself, and he outright stated that the dead man just wanted to debut a new attire and do something special to mark 10 years in WWE. Still, what was Undertaker thinking? Number 2. Shawn Michaels Survivor Series 2002. The inaugural Elimination Chamber match took place at the 2002 Survivor Series event, and whilst the match was beloved and arguably one of the most important matches of the Ruthless Aggression era, there was a major distraction in the match, and that was Shawn Michaels' tights. For the match, HBK decided to don brown tights, and they were rather unpleasant on the eye. As mentioned when discussing his attire in the match against Rob Van Dam, it's believed that HBK's gear that he'd planned for the match weren't ready, so he was forced to wear the brown gear. And number 1, Batista Payback 2014. When Evolution, consisting of Triple H, Randy Orton and Batista, were set to take on The Shield at the 2014 Payback event, all members of Evolution seemed to opt to go with a simple black attire choice. This was the exception of Batista, who decided to wear an all-blue attire. The look was insanely distracting, and although the match was incredible, all the focus was on Batista, and it wasn't before long that Blue-tista was trending worldwide. The rather comedic response to Batista's attire choice didn't sit well with the former champion, as he took to Twitter to call out the fans who were laughing at the attire. 6 guys go to war and beat the shit out of each other, and what do the genius marks walk away with? Batista wore blue. What a loser. 5 years after the match, and Batista still wasn't finding humor in the situation, as he took to Twitter yet again to state, 6 guys put their health on the line in a violent match. 3 guys used their success to make 3 newer guys bigger stars. The finale of a great program. Smart marks focus on me wearing blue and start the Blue-tista chant, which is all people remember. Yeah, hysterical. But there you have it, folks. 10 times a WWE wrestler's attire ruined a match. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.